That's how, yeah. Mm. Acclimatization of plants. Hello, hello, students.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. So today I shall be taking a lecture on acclimatization of plants. That is, when we have produced plants in the culture, how we can just harden those plants to grow in the field. That is acclimatization of plants. So how we can transfer in vitro produced plants to the field? It's a big challenge, and it was a big challenge when this process began in the first people try to understand the hardening, because the plants, they look like normal plants, but when they tried to put these in the field, the plants did not survive. Plants died despite all efforts, and then it was thought how this from bottle to field transfer can be taken up, and different steps were taken. In fact, this process of putting plants from culture to the field as a growing plant in the field is called the process of acclimatization. This acclimatization is also called hardening. Many people call it as a hardening of plants. So as the name itself indicate hardening, it is a process of hardening, because in cultures, what are the characteristics of plant in culture? No photosynthesis. So no photosynthesis takes place, although the plants are green. Plants are green, leaves are green, no photosynthesis. So the reason for no photosynthesis could be because we have provided enough carbohydrate. Light quantity is not enough. Further, the gas required for photosynthesis, that is CO2, may be a limiting factor. So all these factors, they make these green plants in culture non-photosynthetics. So they do not carry out the process of photosynthesis. And the biggest limiting factor is light. Light. Because in order to initiate the process of photosynthesis, we need some minimum quantity of light. Okay, although in cultures be incubate under a room which is well lit with the help of fluorescent lights, but this light is not enough to trigger the process of photosynthesis. The maximum photon flux density of light is around, maximum I'm talking 100 micromole per meter square per second. So this is the light intensity inside the culture room in the vessel. It still goes down, which varies somewhere from 30 to 60 micromole per meter square per second. So under this light intensity, cultures may not carry out the process of photosynthesis. So although the culture plants are green, they are not photosynthetic. Take home message is that. Now, if these are plants, plants will have roots. But these plants are growing under the condition of 100% RH relative humidity, 100% relative humidity, and this 100% relative humidity to the plants, roots do not need to absorb water. No requirement to absorb water or minerals. So it's not plant do not need to absorb all these things. Since plant don't need to absorb all these things, this minerals and water, the roots are non-functional. Roots are non-functional. Further, leaf is having stomata. Stomata are present. Stomata, but these stomata, as the relative humidity in the culture is 100%, 100% RH. No need for regulation of water loss. So what is the function of stomata? Stomata are involved in the process of gas exchange and transpiration. Transpiration, of course, is a water loss which creates a pull to absorb water. So these things are not required. Both are not required in the plants in the culture. So stomata are there. So stomata are regulated by the guard cells, and these guard cells are non-functional here. Okay, so they are wide open always. And lastly, the leaf also do not have well developed cuticle. So no well developed cuticle. So cuticle is also absent. So under all these conditions, so take home messages, plant have green leaf, no photosynthesis. They have the root non-absorptive, leaves non-functional with respect to water regulation and gas exchange. And this cuticle is involved in fighting, is creating a defense against the pathogens. So it is also not there, pathogens and microorganisms. So it is not able to sustain the microbial attack plant. So plants are something like that, that they are the organisms which are not capable of earning their bread and butter outside. Their organs are there, but these organs are non-functional. So that creates a big problem to the plants. So whole this process of acclimatization, is making non-functional organs to functional. Functional organs. How we make it? There are different ways. One is there is a transformation of organs from non-functional to functional, or we put in the plant in the field and nurture in such a way the plant develop new organs which are functional. So the experience says the plant goes by the second way, that is making new organs which are functional. Now this whole process is called the acclimatization. If we just put the plant in the field and do not take care, do not protect these plants from all these problems, then the plants will die within hours. Okay, so how we make this process of undertake the process of acclimatization? So acclimatization, I just discussed with you earlier also, is by two way. We can do also in vitro acclimatization. Plants while in culture we can acclimatize, or we can acclimatize plant ex vitro. Ex vitro matlab under normal field condition, transfer to under normal field condition from culture, ex vitro. In vitro means in the culture. So there are two ways of acclimatizing plants. In vitro acclimatization, we carry out rooting and acclimatization together. Whereas in ex vitro acclimatization, again is two way. We can carry out rooting plus acclimatization together. Remember the concept of rooting which I gave you on the other day, or we just carry out acclimatization. So these are the ways we can acclimatize the plant. Now let us see what are the kind of changes which are required for the process of acclimatization. The changes plant give, how we process of acclimatization, let us say. So process of acclimatization, how it can be taken up in the field. So during acclimatization, first thing is we take out the plant. Let us say first the most desirous condition, that is ex vitro acclimatization of rooted plants. So we take out the rooted plant. So we take out the plant from the culture. So after we take out the plants from the culture, what we do, we wash them, wash with warm water, 30 to 32 degrees Celsius water, just to remove, this will remove the agar, remove agar with organic nutrients, because there are amino acids, there are vitamins, there is sugar, all in that. If all these things are there, the plants will be attacked by the microorganism immediately upon transfer to the soil. Okay, so we remove these things all, wash the plants, and after washing, we have made already the potting mixture. Potting mixture is generally soil. It plays a very important role. Soil, sand, and some other materials such as cocoa peat. So all this is a very important part. So it should be, what are its characteristics? Good water holding capacity, number two, water logging, no water logging. Water logging will cause rotting of the plant, so we have to prevent root rot and all that. So we have to prevent the water logging. Good aeration, good aeration. So all these things are required for the process of in a characteristics of a soil, that is potting mix. We call this as a potting mix. Potting mix. So after washing, plants are treated with some antifungal agent. Here again we used 50% Buvastin or carbendazim. Wettable powder. So this carbendazim is also plant growth regulator. It prevents the plant from fungi because it's a fungicide, and also affects the process of subsequent acclimatization by the process of regulating plant growth. So we treat them, and then we just transfer the plant in the soil, transfer these plants to the soiling mix. Plants to potting to soil. Now then we just carry out periodic irrigation. We don't let them dry, and we maintain the plants first in 100% RH. So 100% RH is the condition which is equal to in the culture vessel. So plant don't get the shock. Plant don't get the shock as they have been taken out from the culture vessel. So that shock is not there. Plants, they are feeling that they are still in the culture vessel. Now 100% relative humidity. So beside 100% relative humidity, the plants are kept at constant temperature of 25 degrees C mostly, but depending upon the plant, this temperature can also change. So some plants, they require lower temperature, some can grow better at a higher temperature. So depending upon the plant, this temperature can change. We maintain these plants. What happens during this period? So in the beginning, so no temperature shock, no water loss shock. No, plant is there. So, but only thing plant feel that there is no food, prepared food, pre-prepared food. Now plant will try to make the food by either transforming the existing leaf into photosynthetic. Now the conditions are conducible for photosynthesis. Conditions are conducible for photosynthesis. So plant will try to initiate the photosynthesis either by transforming or getting existing leaf functional to the photosynthesis, or by making new leaves. So as the plant is growing, within few days it will make new leaf and start the process of photosynthesis. So the new leaves which will come, they will have characteristics. They are functional, photosynthetically, again functional stomata, and developed cuticle. So now these can carry out the process of photosynthesis. These can regulate the water. This can withstand the microbial attack. New leaves. Now what will happen? The plant's aerial part with new leaves are becoming functional. What about the root? Are the roots becoming functional? Most of the time what happens, either these roots become functional, which is 50% chance, or new roots will start emerging. Which are functional. Okay, so once this has happened, what is being done? Slowly reduce the RH, relative humidity, from 100% to 80% to 60% to normal, whatsoever it is, 40 or 50 or 70, whatsoever. So under these conditions, plants will start growing. Once they have new functional leaf, they have functional roots, so they will start growing. Now these plants can be slowly taken out from the hardening facility. So this cannot be carried out, these all steps cannot be carried out in the field directly. These steps, which above steps, all above steps are carried out in the plant acclimatization. So what is a plant acclimatization facility? It can be growth chamber, automated or automated greenhouse with the controlled temperature and humidity. Controlled temperature and humidity. So this can be, or it can be just simply a polyhouse. It can be a polyhouse. All these things can be used for the process. So all these steps are carried out in these facilities. All these steps are carried out. So all these steps are carried out in these facilities, these steps. So these are the plant acclimatization facility, and these are the characteristics of acclimatization facility. So now during this process of acclimatization, plant regains that. So what is there in the acclimatization in the if we conclude all these steps, making leaf functional, number 1, making stomata functional, number 2, make a developing leaf cuticle, number 3, and making roots functional, number 4. Now this, if we carry out this outside, then it's called ex vitro hardening, which is mostly carried out. And if this rooting and hardening is, if we just transfer the shoots only, if we just transfer the shoots only, the shoots are not rooted, so shoots only, and we just carry out this process of acclimatization and rooting simultaneously. Rooting and acclimatization simultaneously. There's no pre-roots, so rooting takes place while acclimatizing. Then we call it as the first step, that is rooting and acclimatization simultaneously. This is only acclimatization. Okay. Now, if we carry out all these steps like functionally photosynthetic leaf, functional stomata, developed cuticle, functional roots, this can be done in the culture also. When these are carried out in the culture itself, we call it as in vitro acclimatization. In vitro acclimatization. So these are the processes of acclimatization. Now I will take with you the process of in vitro acclimatization. Will show you some slides related to that. So in vitro hardening or acclimatization, in plant growth regulator free. So there is no growth regulator free liquid MS medium. So what was done here? These pea shoots were cultured in the liquid medium containing different osmotic potential. And then these after different periods of culture, these roots their shoot characteristics were studied, and it was found that leaves after 4 weeks, they don't have any cuticle. Their vascular bundle, conducting tissue, is not well developed, and stomata are also not functional. You can see these are the stomata. Okay. So after 12 weeks, when this was kept in the 12 week in the culture, then you can see this vascular bundle is developing. This is a vascular bundle. A vascular bundle is developing. After 4 weeks, there is no vascular bundle. no stomata functional. And here stomata are also becoming a little functional. And when it is taken further 12 week, further for 12 week, you can say well developed, very nicely developed vascular bundle, nicely developed stomata with a very nice cuticle, the very nice cuticle. This is a process which we call it as in vitro acclimatization, acclimatizing the plant while in the culture itself. These plants have better survival rate. These plants have better survival rate. The plants can survive bit better, and field acclimatization becomes much easier. Now, this is in vitro hardening. So ex vitro hardening, this I have discussed mostly with you. Relative humidity, constant temperature, low this is aerial environment, in vitro environmental conditions I am just discussing. Culture, in culture, what are the conditions? High relative humidity, constant temperature, low CO2, high CO2 during dark period. So dark period, high CO2 is not useful. No photosynthesis is possible. High ethylene concentration. This is a another very important aspect with respect in vitro. Because cultures are closed, the plants which are producing ethylene, that ethylene gets accumulated in the culture vessel. The root zone environment, presence of sugars. Sugars are already there. High mineral ion concentrations, no need of functional roots. Low dissolved oxygen, oxygen nahi hai. Azenic condition, a condition of different conditions. Presence of phenolics or microorganism is not there. Then presence of exogenous growth regulator is also there. So these are, so response of the plant to the in vitro condition, how plant adopt to those conditions, less leaf structure, less developed, abnormal shape, epicuticular waxes are not there, which I have discussed with you. Raised abnormal stomata. Stomata are not normal, non-functional, less efficient to CO2 fixation. They are not efficient, I would say, and poor vascular conductance. They are not having well developed vascular system, that is xylem and phloem. Transplantation, season effect, method of transplantation, proper substrate. So these are the things. Outside acclimatization depends upon season. It has some effect of the season. If we put the plant outside in the growing season, there's a better chances of survival. If we put it in a suppose a plant does not grow in winter and we try to acclimatize in winter, the chances of acclimatization are less. If the plant survives in the month of, grows normally in the month of March, and the acclimatization will be better in March. So like that. So method of transplantation I have discussed with you. Then proper substrate. This is very important. Potting mix, which I have discussed with you. Then maintenance of relative humidity. This irradiance level, that is light level. Light level outside should not be very high, should not be very low. It should be conducive for the process of photosynthesis, nutrition, and we need to take care of the pest problems. There should not be pest attack, including pathogens. So these are the acclimatization step. Minimum transplantation shock. I have discussed with you in detail that the transplantation shock needs to be prevented in case of plants which we need to put them outside. Then treatment of TC plants, root shoot ratio. So we need, I told you that we need to treat the plants with the help of treatment with the help of fungicide. I told you fungicide treatment, and this fungicide we generally select bovistine or carbendazim because it has a dual function. Beside it protect from the fungi, it also have growth regulatory activity. It also have growth regulatory activity. So it can regulate the growth of the plant. So that can help plant grow faster, and acclimatization is better. Transplantation, container and potting mix. These are the very important. Where we are transplanting, which pot, what is the composition of the potting mix. Potting mix is decided based on the characteristics of the plant. For some plants, we just take more sandy material, or in other plant it may be clay material, depending upon the characteristics of the plant. Some plant they require higher nutrition, that organic nutrition, some require less organic nutrition, or like that it is decided. Then greenhouse, light temperature RH, which I have discussed with you. The hardening is carried out either in growth chambers or greenhouse or polyhouse. So the nutshell, the role of these is to maintain the light temperature, relative humidity. These three parameters are the functions of the greenhouse, that the greenhouse, all these things are to be taken care. And plants main purpose is plant is kept under minimum shock. We should not expose the plant to an immediate shock. So all these things are carried out to minimize the shock, transplantation shock. Then after the hardening has done, the plants aftercare in polyhouse and shade area. We need to care the plants in the polyhouse and shade area so that they are not attacked by the pathogen, prevent from pathogen. Pathogens. We need to prevent from pathogens. And then good nursery management practices, that plants are to be kept under good sanitary hygienic conditions. Their good sanitization is maintained, and growth is optimized to get the better growth of the plant and prevent the attack of pests and pathogens. And then we need to take care of dispatch and handling in case of, if it is for the micro propagation industry. For large scale propagation and sale, plants are to be dispatch and management system need to be. So what is being done during acclimatization? Heterotrophic mode to autotrophic mode of nutrition. Trophic mode of nutrition. So from non-functional to functional operators, photosynthetic, poor stomatal development to good stomatal development, underdeveloped cuticle to developed cuticle, establishment of a good functional rooting system, which we all have discussed. So this is a greenhouse care, which I have discussed with you. The relative humidity is maintained as high as possible, more than 80%, and temperature from 23 to 24 degrees C, even low if the plant needs so. Then adequate watering. So this is important. This is adequate watering, neither less nor more. And maintenance of RH, gradual transfer accordingly to temperature and pH and RH gradient to normal. Fertilization application as and when required, and generally it takes 3 to 4 weeks for the process of acclimatization. This is a biological acclimatization which is also being carried out. Here what is being done, plants when they are put outside, these plants are inoculated with some of the microorganisms which are beneficial to the plant, okay. So these microorganisms which are beneficial, so this plant was not inoculated and this was inoculated. You can see this plant is dying whereas this is growing. So these some of the microorganisms, they are the beneficial for the plant growth. So this bacterium was isolated. This bacterium promoted the growth of the plant, and it also helped in solubilization of the rock phosphate. So beside providing plant growth regulator, it's also providing nutrients, thus the helping plants to acclimatize. So these are the again tea plant which are transferred with the different by inoculating with different microorganism. This plant was not inoculated at all. This is control. This plant was inoculated with Bacillus megaterium. This plant was inoculated with Bacillus subtilis, and this plant was inoculated with Pseudomonas corrugata. You see here, it's not developing things very fast. This plant 3 has developed cuticle, functional stomata, more stomata, and also good functional histology. And you can see the growth is also better than the control. In these plants, it's better than the control. So that's what is biological hardening. So I thank you very much. Any question you have, students? Yes? Any question? Astha?
No, sir.
Is that clear, everything to you?
Yes, sir.
Huh? If you don't ask question, I'll start asking you questions. Is that fine? बच्चे समझ आता है मेरा all purpose is that you should understand if I am trying to put the things across and you should be receiving that in a good way. Is that happening?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
any problems you people have?
No, sir.
Okay then. So I end the meeting. Now we will meet on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.